G'day and welcome back to another tree styler video. On the bench, Chinese elm, twin trunk. This is part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, here's a little recap. So the tree went from its 12-inch training pot. I've trimmed up the roots and then finally got it into a more suitable training pot, and that's where we are back today for part 2. Just give you a quick look and I'll spin the tree around. The tree is quite tall, comes up, as you can see from part 1, there's been a good amount of growth. I haven't touched the tree, I haven't wired it, I've just let it grow and it's looking really healthy. Let's start part 2 just by having a closer look at the tree. So here we have the base, we've got some old moss here that's died off, some of it's continued to grow. This is the back of the tree. Got some of these roots coming out. That one's not looking too good. So that you can see why I've chose the front, which is here. I've got all these branches here that have grown. I haven't touched this tree for, I think it's about 6 months. So I'm not really interested in these branches. There's one at the back. All these branches, little nubs can come off. Some more there, and that tidies up the trunk a little bit. Just working in this lower half of the tree. I'm just going to go through and remove the branches that I don't need. I'm also looking at branches that are going down, going up, or are in the forks. I'll give you an example. This pad here is starting to form out. We've got this little branch here growing directly up, so I'll get rid of him. There's another one there, so then that flattens the pad back out. Sometimes you can wire them down, but I'm just trying to grow these out like clip and grow, and I'll also apply some wire. So over this side is here, and I'm also looking at changing direction. There's what I'm trying to achieve by changing direction. So coming out from the trunk out to here, changing direction, and again out to here. Same as on this branch, comes out and forks into two again, and then out and into 1, 2, 3, 4. This one comes out and into 2, so hopefully I'll get that to go to 4 to 8, 16, 32, which will fill out the top of the tree and make it a lot fuller. So this branch is growing straight up, and this one's coming out the bottom. So now the branch comes out, and I also want to shorten these back to change the direction. So on this branch here, it comes out and then changes direction, and now I've changed the direction once more. That's the work today, and I'll start at the bottom of the tree. So I'm looking at up and down for anything in the forks, and also changing direction, and also cutting back if it's really long, like this one here. So that's the goal for today. This branch is looking pretty awkward. I'm not sure I'm going to retain that one, so it can come off. This branch here is coming at the back. It's going straight up, but I might wire that down. And it's not very thick, so I'll let it continue to grow out. But yeah, I need to put some wire on it. I also need to work out what I'm going to do here, where I've cut off that branch. I've got these 2 branches here that will make the new crown for this side, so I'll continue to let them grow, but there's a couple of branches in the fork. I'll take that off. I'll probably have to carve it down a little bit in the future so it looks a bit more pleasing. So coming up to here, this branch is coming down and this one up. Apply a bit of wire there on this branch, so it comes out. I've already changed the direction there, so I want to change the direction again. So I'm going to take that off there. So that comes out here and then changes direction. I have to apply a bit of wire here, or I can look for the bud to try and get it to come back down. I've been looking at this branch here. Let me turn it around. This one here. And I'm just thinking this one's in a good spot on the outer side. This one is just in this middle section here. Get rid of it. So then this one here, I'll move up in a second, but that branch is going to come down. So that'll continue to grow out into that section. Now what's going on with this branch? So just going through the tree, just continue doing that. This branch, probably, it's in the same plane as this one. They're directly on top of each other. I think I might wire that because it's further around the back of the tree. I can either wire it back, which I don't think is going to work, or I can do the change of direction. I'm going to remove that one and then look for a bud and move it back. So then that will fill that space back there to create depth. I've also got a back branch here, and it's not on the same, it's not a bar branch, so you got height here, the height there, it's in between heights. I'll let it keep growing and then work out whether I want to keep it a bit later. I've moved to the top of the tree now. The first thing I want to do is get rid of this because it's just not in the right position at all. I want to continue to build the top of the tree to coming down. As you can see, there was a lot of branches down this section and the tree was a lot taller. So just working that, and I'll give you a spin around at the top now. This is the front of my tree. This one bugs me. It eye pokes me, comes straight out, and you can't tell how long it is until you go sideways, so it's quite long. I'm thinking that it's not adding to the tree, so made the decision to get rid of it, and I'll cut that back. It'll also stop so much swelling on the top here. There we go. There was so many branches in here. Look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It has caused a little bit of swelling here, which I may have to address down the track, but by removing all those branches, that's certainly going to help. So now have a look at the crown now. So this branch can now take its position down in that part there. So that'll continue to flow. So I've got at the top, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 branches, and they're all nice and spaced out to form that new canopy, the crown of the tree. Still a long way to go on this tree, but I think that is it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next one. Like and subscribe if you will. Thank you.